Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
Those three pictures should be Exhibit 183, 183A, and 183B. The letter, you had already seen the letter that was sent by Gamtel. I am also sending the pictures that were showed to Fatoumata Sandeng over to you so that you may have a look at them.
And requests them are granted.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you. And if we're ready with the witnesses today, please proceed.
Thank you. May I ask that the two witnesses be sworn in separately? I, Ismaila Ceesay.
Ismaila Ceesay.
I, Ismaila Ceesay.
Ismaila Ceesay.
I, Ismaila Ceesay.
Ismaila Ceesay. Ismaila Ceesay.
Do swear that I'll speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Amen. I, Yaya Jammeh.
Yaya Jammeh.
Yaya Jammeh. Do swear. I'll speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you very much, Ismaila Ceesay and Yaya Jammeh, for your willingness to come and testify before the commission. I know we're missing the doctor titles. But I am sure that we would hear very good testimony. We are calling you here to testify today about April 16, 2016. What happened at Usainu Dabo's house, and how those events unfolded, leading to your arrest and detention, your eventual trial, conviction, and subsequent release. At the end of your testimony, the chairman may give you the opportunity to say a few words. Thank you very much. Do you understand?
Yes, we've had it.
Ismaila?
Ismaila do.
Jammeh.
Ismaila Yamoyle.
Yes.
If you don't understand a question, please ask me to repeat it.
Nyininkar ni ngadra yal nyininkar me alon ko alma faham. Alsa nyinikaku. Kuru nyininkaro ni ya seinkang.
Thank you very much. You have just sworn an oath to speak the truth. It's a criminal offense under the laws of this country to lie under oath. You understand?
Yes, we understand.
Okay, so I'll start with you, Ismaila. What are your full names?
Ismaila Ceesay. My name is Ismaila Ceesay.
Where do you live?
Burfoot. I'm staying at Burfoot.
And what do you do?
As an elderly man, my profession was farming, but now I am old, I cannot do anything. I've stopped everything now.
And Yaya Jammeh?
Yaya Jammeh.
What are your full names?
My name is Yaya Jammeh from Jara Tonyataba. But I'm presently resident at Talindim Kunjang.
What do you do?
Yaya Jammeh te kamuna ke balu munala.
I am a driver. Yes.
Yaya, you remember on the 16th of April 2016?
Yaya, hekilo si murno koma April karoti tiltani woro 2016 sang kono ba.
Where were you in the morning?
Wonu ile mindole mu somandala.
I was at home in the morning, but I was called and informed that there is a meeting at Usainu Dabo's compound.
Were you told what time the meeting was to take place?
For ya for na ba meeting woni ngabdabe mutala mondro wati jumala ba.
No, they didn't tell me that.
And what did you do with that information?
Biyo kibaro ni soto ina na muneke.
I also got ready and I went to the venue.
What time did you get there?
Ifura dingirani do mondro wati juma.
No, akoy fitata da wati juma mondro wati juma
dingirani do.
Around 4-5 minutes.
I arrived at the venue around 4 to 5
p.m., right?
Uraro for Somanda.
Uraro.
In the evening.
But Ismaila, how about you? On the morning of 16 April 2016, where were you?
Ismaila tedum April karo tiltang ani woro 2016 song ite benum mintole. Somandala.
Yeah. I was at home.
And what did you do for the rest of the day?
Wulu woni tilo ni nyalo mo be yemuneke.
Nda janne nga wuli moyen telephone na bun kono wotu mun na mobile self-kill na bala ngari si na mari manyo moy kuki.
Yeah, I was at home in my house, but before I even went out, somebody called me through my mobile phone, but we were unable to talk because I had only one cell left in my battery and the mobile phone went off and we were unable to hear from each other again.
But did you hear anything that the person said?
But if I come mwele bang umari I mem for bang.
I kumo kuma se barama senia na mobile fat.
He started telling me something, but it was not clear to me what he was saying and my mobile went off.
And then?
Na jokola bil mobile fata.
Mobile fata nata funti.
After the mobile went off, I went out.
I
met with somebody outside who came to inform me that then I should go and answer at Usainu's compound.
Who is that person?
Jumale wo mari ti meyo ofo
Wo mari na beta ta glakine ka fa bakai git.
At that person we were at the same place, but his name is Bakai Jite.
And what did you do with that information? When you had that, what did you decide to do?
Silam biriyo kibaro nyinsoro ina na mune sondo mo kono be mengela.
Nata jako alifala mu Vicente ay kumandiro ke moli eta mitinola tata ndankuji.
I realized that Hussein is an elderly person, a respected person. So when he calls, then it's necessary. Then I decided to go and answer to his call.
And what time did you get there?
Ifuna montoro wati juma.
Ndala kalam taroto kotumo tarantamansi.
According to my understanding, it was before 10 o'clock.
In the morning or in the evening?
Somandala bangfo ularola.
Ndanga men kalam ta somanda.
What I remember was it was in the morning.
So when you got to Useinu's house, what did you find there?
Bidi ifuna da Usainu la korda kono wala mbatela wala bunkono yemuna taraje.
Nte ngamo tara mitinola.
I found people attending a meeting.
And what was the meeting about?
Meeting woni nga dalilo muneti.
Ndanga memoy wala mo yinte ko solo sandeng nsulata wala akendo wala abedauda nsulata wala.
What I had been said at the meeting was that Solo Sandeng is somebody that we need. Whether he is dead or alive, we need to get him.
How many people were in that meeting?
I cannot give the amount of people there at that moment.
Up to 100 or more?
Many people were gathered there. This is why I cannot give the amount.
Who do you remember to have been present?
There
were many people there, and I don't know all of these people.
I mean, who do you remember?
Da kilo memuta wala mo inde ko time jamabe dundi nyoko non hakilo be lori wusen lak.
At that moment, there were many people and we were mingling about, but my only attention was on Usainu Dabo.
Were you there till after lunch?
That raje fo before kontong the sirine nate molu aris.
We were there, and even before lunch, they came and arrested us.
Did the group go out before you were arrested?
What I remember was that we were just there gathered, then all of a sudden there was commotion within the people. Then somebody decided to release a gas on us.
Was there any point in time when you lost sight of Hussein?
Fobo wati bijele wato me alonko itenya imam Hussein jemulu kono nya fotala.
Wato men danya fota Hussein la birim makam kumata wotu mu paral ni la motonata.
The time I missed to see Hussein was that when this commotion started, that was the time when the paramilitary officers arrived with their vehicle.
Where did you see him?
Yeah, Jamindole.
Between official and his compound.
Ismaila.
Ismaila.
We are taking it step by step. You were at Useinu's house in the morning. You were there while people were discussing what to do. Was there any point in time when you and the group left the house to go outside?
Allah taro wicho nyingon Usainu la korda kon fu wati na na soto la bayte no kafo mul kal finti Usainu la korda kon ka finti bantaba.
The bantale.
Yes, we were outside the compound.
Was there any point the group went all the way towards Africell?
Allah utaro wicho nyingono kafo nying fu wati na soto ne man ka findi ala korda kono kata ke kumutilin afrisel la fanala ma fa wala ba
be sidola kambetaka.
Yes, we took up the way and headed towards that area.
Do you recall what time you left Useinu's house to go that direction towards Africa?
Fo yakilo sa mutano montoro wati jumalem al findi da Useinu la korda kono kal kumutilin afrisel la korda to ma fa wala.
What time on time long?
No, I don't know that time.
So Yaya Jammeh,
Silang Yaya Jammeh,
you told the commission that you arrived at Useinu's house at around 4 going to 5.
yening fo commission way ko ite fudata Useinu la korda kono kata talan nani kata talan lulu kam.
Can you tell us what you found when you arrived there?
Silang fo isa fo no hanka bi commission way biri fudata je dingira nyi do la korda to yimune taraje membe keri nunje.
When I arrived at the compound, I found people sitting around. They were there with journalists. They said that he called for a press conference in the compound.
Who called a press conference?
They said Useinu.
Useinu who?
Useinu Juma.
Useinu Dabo.
10-10.
President.
Because journalists were there, journalists were there, Jammeh was there, plus Lamin Diba and others, plus journalists. There were many supporters, including Dembo by Force Bojang. Nyang was also there.
So,
they were all there, and there were a lot of people at that time.
And did a press conference take place?
For kibar bengo ngonara na kela bang. Kibar bengo ngonara na kela bang. Kibar tala lo bengo ngonara na kela bang.
We beje loko, bala anda melo.
Bengo nyingkera.
Ngamo lije ko sire ka se ka salorok.
Ani ako fo bengo nyin na ta kele ban diamulalu diamutale bengo nyin dalilo kan.
No, man diam.
No, they didn't say it. It was only Useinu who spoke in English, Mandinka, and Wolof.
Do you recall what he said?
Oyakilo samura no ay mem fo jeto bang bendular. Oyakilo samura no ay mem fo bendula nyinto midindular ay mem fo je.
I cannot speak English, but if I do amuta Mandinka kawni suwa kawni. What he said in Mandinka was that we are all one big family. Let's try to unite and take care of each other so that the party will be able to grow up in strength.
Did he say anything about the reason why you were gathered there?
Aya fallen and dalilo me asabu albenta jebang.
No.
Did you hear him say anything about Solo Sunday?
Ya mwele ba kuma fo bang kasuji ni solo la kola bang.
Solo is cool.
Ya mwele kuma fo solo la kola Solo Sunday.
Kuma fo to barala kuma wala ko na start wala ko danga to ko fala. Parce que dinga la masalo ka la kula da pulka janja da solo la dinol bota de ni kungo.
Well, what happened there was after the meeting, after he spoke, then we decided to perform the last prayers before dispersing. But immediately after we completed these last prayers, that was the time when Solo's family members came in running and crying.
And did they say anything when they arrived?
Bring allow dingo nol fura Solo la dingo nol fura da fo kuma sota la ba yemen fo bang.
Well, they were throwing themselves on top of Useinu, crying and saying that their father has been killed. That was the time when people got up and said that we should go for a demonstration.
Did they say how the demonstration was going to take place?
Demonstration.
He said, without taking a loudspeaker or writing banners, but the law has allowed them to go out and demonstrate.
Did he say how it was to be done?
How you
were to organize yourselves?
No. He just got up after he spoke, and we decided to take up the main road and go.
Did he say anything about who was to be in front or what position others were to take?
As far as he is the party leader, we allowed him to lead us himself, Modusane, Lamindiba and Kemeseng. They were ahead of us, they led us.
Ismaila.
No.
Ismaila?
When the group was about to leave Useinu's home to go towards Africell, did you join the group?
Ismaila, birin kafo natana nyingani yota puruka findi Useinu la korda nyinkono. Fo eda fon kunningo, ikafuta kafo nyingmale bang?
Ni beta kang barbirin tata metan tedlotale.
I was going along with them initially, but after taking some distance, I decided to stand.
Do you recall who led the group?
Fo hakilo sa mudano jumale kafo nyaton kayaba.
Usain be nyato.
Usain was in front.
And at what point did you stop?
Ite natana lo ta bicho nyingo neta natana lo watu jumala. Watu mene bitaka.
Wato me mondalo kola de barbin tata metan telotale.
I cannot remember the time exactly when I stopped, but after we left, we walked for a distance, then after some time I decided to stop.
Do you recall at which place you stopped?
O hakilo sa mudano dingira jumaldum ilota damendo.
Lora damen mafa appreciate ye Usain la korda mafa ndomandi.
The place where I stopped is just a little bit nearer to Useinu's compound than the distance between his compound and Africell. On the right-hand side of the road, of the main road.
At the point that you stopped, did anything happen?
I saw paramilitary officers, they came with a truck.
Yaya.
Yaya.
The group decided to leave Useinu's house and you followed.
Kafo na tana nying dango soto kamdango soto puru kafindi Useinu la korda kono ibulate noma.
Bila finda Useinia.
Ha kafo nyi na tana nyingani soto puru kafindi Useinu la korda kono itana ibulate noma.
Ha ibulate noma kai.
Yes, I went with them.
Where were you in the group?
Ite be kafo nyi ndingira fanna jumaldo.
Middle back.
Tema fok ba koma.
Bila ifinda na Useinu korda kono ibulate noma ngida for official.
Ko ibe tema le ba fo be koma.
Le fonyato fokoma. Ibe kafo tema le wutumu fokoma fonyato.
Alenda koma la de.
Yes, I was. There was a lot of people, so I was at the back of the group.
And then what happened?
Yaya.
Huh?
Proceed.
Tenteng ako tenteng kabo woro.
I was behind. Mem follow nata wala muruta. When we were marching, when we left and started marching, we went up to a distance. Then we saw a truck approaching with paramilitary.
Okay.
So when we were walking, the first vehicle that approached us didn't stop. It just turned and went back. Then again, a little bit later, another truck approached, followed by another. When they reached us, they didn't ask anybody.
So
when the second truck also approached, at that time there was no compromise. When they alighted from their vehicle in a rush, they fell upon people, beating people. In fact, some of them were firing in the air, and they were bundling people and throwing them inside their trucks.
What were they firing in the air?
Kamune fay ila kidoldo.
Ah?
Kamune fay.
Wolo.
Ekamolle boom for ekakidolle boom.
Kamolle boom. Fonkola you ila you follow kidi follow.
They were firing at people with rubber bullets.
So
this is what caused the chaos. People decided to disperse.
another avance kadanya for kada usoro bi de foku kada la foku mankal. Parce que dans le monde keno sembo wata je bagal.
And some people decided to volunteer and go and check on Usainu, whether he was hurt or whatever they wanted to know, because there was total chaos at that time.
Okay, Ismaila, you decided to stop as at that point you saw the paras approach, correct?
Iti na nyingani yosodo puru kalo koma. Tembo mena yenyi para jero ibinaka.
Bilinga paral je moto follow ni ko moto follow murunta wala moto follow moto fulanjang nata ndama hakilo man tarawo do to ndenga ke paral jele dunu ki do be fayla after nata je gaso fay.
Well, what I can say is that I didn't even keep my mind on whether the first truck went back or came or whatever. But I realized that when another truck joined the first one, that was the time when these people fell on the group. They were firing guns and they were hitting people left and right.
And then they threw tear gas.
And they threw tear gas, yes.
What did you do when that happened?
We didn't know munege bi wakata Ismaila.
Bili gaso fay gaso funjalo sele tantala ngaje ko paretam batandila mbe da memma fa dula jube pour kata ratata ndema nga bitikiti doje we wonu mobile wa flat sa intilinta jela pour kadum para ndindo tamita nyata kundu ta nyata ka wuri nganga interi tamam business soto ga janje nyata wo mobile tiwola bitikwa yo damfu adunta wo kam anin boro fundita anda dunta wo kam ko en so jodo mandi nanganmi.
After these people fired this tear gas, the gas got to me and it started troubling me because it went in my nose and eyes. So that was the time when I looked around, then I saw a shop nearby, somebody who was selling mobile phones. Then I decided to approach him. By the time I was close to his door, a young para approached me and started shouting on me. Then I stopped and told him that, you look, I have no business with you. Leave me alone. Then he rushed inside the shop and he kicked the door before going in. So, but when he went in, at the same time, he came rushing out again. Then I went into the shop and I asked the man to offer me some water, which I needed at the time.
And what happened after that?
After that, I left that area. So I went back towards Usainu's compound until I reached his compound gate. At that time there was a big log which was placed at the gate of the compound, near the gate where people sit. That's where I sat. I sat on that log.
Okay, okay. Yaya.
Yaya.
I will come back to you, Ismaila.
The murle kanan Ismaila.
Yaya Jammeh.
Yaya Jammeh.
You said at that point, when the para started hitting people and firing tear gas or rubber bullets,
during para dia damu de kamol lipa ka rubber bullets or kesol ni kini folel ni fay ka gaso fay.
You and other people decided to go into the front in order to see what, if anything, was happening to Ceesay. What did you find when you got there?
At that time, it was only Allah It was only Allah who was taking care of us. When I reached Usainu, I discovered that he was seriously wounded because he was wounded on his head where they hit him, and he was bleeding seriously because the white T-shirt that he wore all was smeared with blood.
I am sending you a picture so take a look at. Tell us whether that picture represents something that you saw that day.
That's him standing.
Well,
does this picture depict what happened that day?
Yaya. Ko. Yemen genetalo bala. Kawle fodu yemen genetalo bala wulu aketawole nyama banga benetalo bala nyami. Yes, what is on the picture is all part of what happened that day. Because the people here, Peters, Kemesen and Kebakuli and Mane, Guna Suso and others, many people were there. There were many people.
Could you pass it to Ismaila to see whether you recognize this event?
Yes, this is how it happened.
Mr. Chair, we ask to tender this picture in evidence. Kindly send it to the chairman, and if you so admit, it would be Exhibit 184. So, Yaya, you said when you got to the front, you saw that Usainu was injured on the head, and there was blood flowing down all over the collar of his shirt. Did you see other members of the UDP leadership?
Yes. Because me personally got into a struggle with them.
Tell us about it.
They hit me on my shoulder here. That's why even up to date, if the place becomes very cold, I cannot raise up my hand. It's just this place, but I can vow. But nobody should vow in a group. It is not safe. If you think you are brave, you believe in yourself, you might find somebody who is ahead of you.
So apart from being hit on the shoulder, were you hit anywhere else?
No, that was the only time they hit me. This is why I don't want to talk too much, because in certain circumstances, anybody who beats me, you go straight to the next war. Nobody beats me.
Who did you believe hit you that day? Who did you believe hit you that day?
I don't know who hit me.
Was the person a para or not?
Yes, it's a para. It's a para because
did any of the paras die that day?
Yes.
Who? Juma.
Ya mari tolo ne ba ko Juma.
I
don't know him, Because at that time, my concern was about Usainu. I was just going towards Usainu when I had this person hit me on my shoulder. But me, I don't look backwards. I just went on.
And what happened after that?
After that, we were taken away. The vehicle that carried Usainu is the same vehicle that I bought it, that where they put me. They took us to the PIU headquarters.
So how about the other leaders of the UDP?
UDP la alpha kotang lolu.
You said in the picture you saw Kerr, Femi Peters, Diba and others.
Iko naralo nyindo ye Kerr ye Femi Peters je.
Yes.
Nah?
Iko naralo nyindo ye Kerr ye Femi Peters je ye Diba je anindo kotang melan ko UDP la kumkumallam.
Yes.
So do you know what happened to them?
Ya na muna keta wal fanan na ba?
Kamisa ya bara ma bulo to jana buluko kanja.
Yes, Ceesay was wounded on the back of his hand. Yes, on the back of his hand.
And the others?
Do kotang wal
Lamin Jata Birkama yo fanam bara ma ko woto.
Lamin Jata from Brikama was also wounded on his head.
Who else?
Aninjuma. Aninjuma kotang.
Odo we yo le bara man talla timo mo ko.
Among the team that I went with, these are the people whom I saw. Some people were beaten, but they didn't sustain injuries which bled. People like me, I was beaten, but I didn't bleed.
At what location, at what point were you apprehended?
Yemura midingira jumaldo.
It was between Africell and Mrs. Ndau's school.
Middle school.
Between Africell and Mrs. Ndau's middle school in that area.
How about Usainu?
Usainu.
They were the first people to be apprehended. They were the first people apprehended. When he was put on board a vehicle, they didn't waste time.
What do you mean by that?
Waste time.
We also decided to follow him because we said, wherever Usainu is, that's where we are going, whether we die or not.
Did you run away?
Run away? No.
How about the others?
Well, we stayed at the place where we were standing before. And when the vehicle came back, it found us at the same place where they left us. That's when we were all packed and boarded the vehicle and left.
How could you describe to the commission how you got to be placed inside the vehicle?
Ani isapite kanne ye chikandi ke bulandi mutoko no bang foye bulandi mutoko no nyadi nyalema
wali ka pale kala albu mutoko no bolu beje sinapika yo fay
ari mete fayda munde fonde munde ite fonde bulati faye mutoko no me fay
anda fonde bulata faye mutoko.
Yes, others were grabbed and thrown on board the vehicle, but me, I went into the vehicle by myself.
Didn't he say some were dragged and dumped into the vehicle like baskets, something like that?
Yes, he said people were grabbed and thrown on board the vehicle like cola nut baskets.
Thank you. And for you climbed the vehicle by yourself?
Yes. It was against my will to go on board the vehicle, but they were beating people and telling people to climb. And I didn't want to be beaten like the others, so this is why I decided to climb into the vehicle by myself.
At that time, did you receive any hits or you did not?
No.
And when you climbed in the vehicle, Who did you find there?
Birita da fo isla da idunda moto nyin kono. Ye jumala tara moto nyin kono.
Mo taraje ka sanka yo taraje Fake ba ko nyolu.
I found Fake Bakuli on board the vehicle.
Duguna susu nyolu.
Duguna Susu and others.
Usain Dabo di sungudo Fanta Dabo nyolu.
Plus Fanta Dabo, Usain Dabo's daughter.
Well, better again.
I found all of them on board the vehicle.
How about
Balanka, Ekafa, Kianko, Ekafa, Balanka.
And another person from Kiang called Balankan.
All better
They were all on board that same vehicle.
How about Usain? Was he in that vehicle?
Usain dum fa fana ben moto kono la ba.
And another water.
No, Usain had already left by then.
So, Ismaila,
Silang Ismaila,
you decided to return
ite nying nar na ngani yosoro pour kamurum koma.
to go and sit near Usain's house.
Pour katasi Usainu la korda dala.
That trunk of a tree that was lying there.
Wiri juwani mi belari ngala korda bundar.
What happened when after you got there?
Muna nara nake biri furata wiri juwani mi belari ngala korda bundar. Muna nara nake.
Mesiri njele ngaje para nata e motolo. Ayo motolo ndiye konya ko bula.
I was sitting down there when the paras arrived again with their truck. Then they came out and told me to board the vehicle.
What did you do?
Yemuneke.
Nko ngamuna ke manfenke.
I asked them, what have I done? Because I didn't commit any crime.
And then?
Konya ko wante to nyati.
They said, that's not true.
Bula moto ko.
Go, you have to board the truck.
Buleta lot.
I got up and stood.
Ataka ben maranga ki bulo kanaman.
Somebody wanted to touch me. I told him, don't touch me with your hand.
Ate murta kom.
He retreated.
Dobe moto karadola wonata wo konya ko. E konya din kai ko hey.
There was another person standing by the vehicle. He also came after this one retreated, and he asked me, what do you say? I said to him, hey.
Konya ko hanikabi nga nyoma ko nga bula moto we bula moto ko.
That man told me, now let's help each other so that we can board this vehicle.
Anda hana nata jube man pare nata nyosa bo wolo dar because inte down jiso be kamiri.
So that was the time after I thought briefly, I decided to board the vehicle because I was at that point very angry.
Nata bula motor.
Then I boarded the vehicle.
In Samba Kanifi.
They took us to Kanifi.
Where in Kanifing?
Kanifing dingira juma yal Samba davendo.
Arali bedame.
Where the paras are.
Do you recall who you found in the vehicle?
Bili yimbara moronyi ngono fo yakilo samura no ejuma le tara moronyi ngono.
Ngamo Jamal target.
I found a lot of people on board that vehicle.
Like who?
Mengbe ko juma.
Mohamed Fati Beji.
Muhammadu Fati was there.
Aning modol betol.
There was a lot of people because I don't know the names of most of them.
Were you in the same vehicle with Yaya Jammeh?
Ini Yaya Jammeh tarra no moto kilingo kono ba.
Ntenga wol taraje.
Yetara minto motoko no fo paralia.
Paralia ngetel ni useni wol be taraje.
I found Yaya and Usain at the paras headquarters.
Kindly tell us what happened when you arrived at the paras headquarters.
Sinang afon nyambang biring ini ye fudan di para la korda bara muneketa.
Biring futan je mol diamuta banko kanjang opposition lumeni bejam mol diamuta pruyem bule manso.
When we arrived at the paras headquarters, a lot of people spoke there. Members of the opposition were demanding for our release, but the paras refused. Other leaders decided to speak to them, but to no avail.
Human rights
Members of the human rights group also spoke.
But at the paras place, did they ask you any questions?
Para law dingira nyindo je. Fo nyinin kar sura tara ba yal nyinin ka benna ba.
Yes, we were questioned.
What were you asked?
Ye nyinin kar lilla.
When they asked me, I told them I am following Usain because he called us to go and answer to him. Then I decided to go and answer to him.
Did they ask you which party you belonged to?
Po ye nyinin kala ba ite be uta party jumalto ba.
Ay nyinin ngaro kala biri nyinin kan ko diamo biri la diamo siatam ko ha sai wala munam.
They spoke, or they talked all about that. But when there was a lot of talk, I then said, okay, yes, that's the situation now. What do you want?
Ismaila, we want to know what you were asked.
Ismaila illa tollo na le ye nyinin kar lella.
Ay nyinin karo menna wala mu yinde ko ay tebe parti jamatam ko parti o men tebe woto ko aliya parti o menna mo man tebe o parti o.
When they asked me which party do you belong to, I told them the party that you are, the people of the party that you are fighting against, that's the party which I belong to.
And which party did you mention a party name?
A party you to for in number.
A berin ko tata metam ko nyinin karo siatam ko ha sai wala mbe UDP da munam.
After all that, when there was more talk and discussion there, I said, now, you people, what do you want? It's true. Now, I belong to the UDP party.
Did they tell you what crime you committed?
Waya fo en bang ite munetinya luala karola bang.
Mawo fanya.
No, they didn't tell me that.
Yaya Jammeh, when you arrived at the PIU, what did you find?
Waya jene mete dum biri ifrata PIU la dingirado ye munetaraje.
When we arrived at the venue,
around 6:30,
we arrived there around 6:30. There was a small room. 3 of those kind of rooms were there where they take us. They asked me. They asked you your name, surname, and your place of residence. Then they finally asked you, which party do you belong to? If you tell them the party, I met with a young man from Newby who works for the NIA. We knew each other before. His surname is Jammeh. He told me, my relative, I said yes. He said to me, if you are following Usainu, I said yes. He told me you are going to be taken to the prison. Just tell them that I am supporting Yaya Jammeh. So in the evening they are taking these people to prison so that when you say you are supporting Yaya Jammeh, they will release you as these people will be taken to the prison. I forgot his name. I forgot his name, but if I can remember his name, I would have told you his name. But up to now, I used to see him at a police station.
So, okay.
I told him, well, I will die, but I follow Usainu Dabo and Kemesen Jammeh. I will die, but I will never support Yaya Jammeh. That's impossible.
And what happened after that?
Well, after I told him that, he told me, okay, that's fine, go and sit down. In the evening, they will call your name, and you people are going to Mile 2. Then I said to him, that's fine.
6:30.
Around 6:30, they came and stood at the door with a list. They called Usainu, Akeba Koli, and Femi Peters. They called Alhaji Modusane. They called Lamin Diba. They called me. They called Ismaila Ceesay. They called Modu Fati. Plus Ibrahim Ceesay. We were made to board a vehicle.
How many of you?
Almojelu.
More than in friend or more one kill.
And Fanta Dabo. We might go up to 2021.
So,
That's how they put us on board a vehicle and took us away.
Ismaila, after they have asked you all these questions about whether you belong to UDP or not, did they ask you anything else?
Ismaila ite dum biri ye nyini ka role bele ka nyini ka fo imu UDP kan tel di bangana nyongol fo ina na nyini ka do fana nyini ka do lalma.
Yes, they asked me, support.
They repeated the same question, truly speaking. Which party do you support?
Because I
told them, if you are really seeking for the truth,
Daman party Kotenga Gambia Usenda Bola party or UDP party or Bankole Alana party.
there is no other party in this country that I recognize except for the UDP party. That's the party I know and that's the party I'm following.
And what did they say after that?
Biri ite ofoe itulie muna foe.
Biring for Konya Kosai Atel Baby Tamai to Kayan Alkiama Gela Sate.
When I said that, they told me that all of you are going to mile 2. Then I told them, behind the next wall, there is no other wall behind the next wall. So whatever, I'm ready for it. There is no other living abode behind Al-Qiyamah. That means the next wall.
Good. So eventually, all of you got taken to mile 2.
Munda kwenye nyala bangalbe inarnalbe kafunyoma yal samba kasabumbar.
Mbe samba mile to bring futandi man samba remind yen samba confirming.
We were all taken to mile 2. After we arrived there, they didn't take us to remand. We were all taken to confinement.
Mbe samba yen dundi selo kon momo ye dundi selo kon.
We were all put in different cells.
Yaya, when you arrived at mile 2, were you processed in any way?
Yaya, bring inal yal friend mile 2. 4. Sartoli ay kanin nyamem fo ye kol tamandre anyama la bampuru yal to sa fe al kontongol wasifa al kal to sa fe al kontongol anal sanjolu anal bodulal.
Yes.
When mile 2.
When we reached mile 2,
around 7:30 fitro tambira bomandi.
We arrived there around 7:30. It was just after the 7 o'clock prayers.
Samba komo dala gano samba ikabudamande confinement number 5.
We were taken behind where they have the place called confinement number 5. When we were taken to that place, we were all put in a one-man cell. After, and we were called again. The following day, they called us at night.
One by one.
One by one. If they call you, a table like this was placed there. They put a black cloth. They hung it somewhere. And there was something written on this cloth. They made placards, which were, they made placards with ropes, and they hang it on your neck and put the placard on your chest. And they are also black. They write your name on this placard, and the cameraman stands in front of you. And by that time, they would have asked your name and surname and your residence. After taking your photo, they will remove that placard from your neck. They will tell the security to take you back to the cell where you were removed from. That's how they did it until we were all covered.
Ismaila, when you arrived at did they give you the opportunity?
Ako foil after film la jeba.
Ilafuta fenalaji.
Ndaba. Alita wala ko bini bilo bulan kawala pour kan natal.
I said that. But I thought initially I became afraid because I thought that when that placard was placed on my neck, I thought that they were about to kill me. So that's where I became scared.
So Ismaila, when you arrived at mile 2 and you were processed in the manner described, did they give you an opportunity to talk to a lawyer?
Bring ye friend mile 2 ko nyana membe tamanda yani be modla kaso ko nya fa nyam ke to sa fe ni konton e bodulal fo ina na silo dilal bam pour yendi am lawyer ba mimbe lole to yala ba
to nyala mile 2 akoleata back.
Really speaking, mile 2 was hard.
Just answer the question.
I didn't come in after Yajabi Wolela. Willem Yinti Ko. Britel yo to Safo Kefo ye bandi albala. In a tire silo dealer, put in lawyer ye diamubang.
My silodi.
No, that didn't take place.
Did they tell you what crime you committed?
We are finding a yemunatinya bang, yemunatinya luara karolabang.
Imafo.
They never told me that.
Did they take you before a judge?
We are some key jailer for a nyati limalabang.
No, they didn't take us to.
Yaya, I ask you the same questions. Were you told the crime you committed?
Yaya, Hanika be from a Benin Galo in Karika. For your friend about Yemunatinya, Luala Karolabang.
Our things are not like that. Israel is responsible for everything.
Did they give you the opportunity to speak to a lawyer?
Oh, yes, Silo Dilabang, Puria Diam lawyer, Itaya.
No.
Did they take you before a judge?
Oh, yes, some Kitty Taylor from a nyati limalabang.
From the other kid,
Except the day they took us all to court, myself, Hussein, and all the others.
And that would be weeks later.
And over Lokundanyato bring me Almuda.
Yes. In fact, it might be more than weeks.
So you were subsequently taken to court, Ismaila.
And Ismaila Kuni Nyalaboni in National Samba Kitiola.
Bidin Samba Kitiola, Kitio Duta, Labaminada Kitio Kunde Koi Soron Sangi Saba.
Yes, we were taken to court, and the trial took place, and it was very, very tough. But at the end of the trial, they convicted us, saying that we have to go to prison for 3 years.
How did you feel when you heard the sentence, the conviction and the sentence?
You surrender in Kankula. It will Kuni Yata Nyadi, they fancy.
Bere Sorondiro in Kankula and Tenga Itandila Konko. Nko Jojo ko Nkae Sangi Sabo men for one Tonyat.
And after the announcement of this judgment, what I told the judge was that what you said is not true.
That's what you said, right?
You're running Kumakamo de Union Sufo.
Nawala Fire and Birina Botawala Koyo Haniwo Nalisoron Sangi Saba.
Well, I said that to him, but even after that, he said, okay, that closes everything, but still, I maintain what I said, you are going to jail for 3 years.
And yeah, how did you receive the conviction and the sentence?
Yeah, it don't fun Biri in Kibaro in Mokoyal Soron Sanjib Saba, Kibaro Yata Nyadile.
Want to go Alala, Maso.
What I did was to have faith in the Almighty Allah.
That
time, Yaya Jammeh was a wizard. Because Hussein appears to him as somebody who, if they bring beefsteak meat in front of you and told you, here is meat for you to consume. Everything he was, he was responsible. He can do anything when it comes to Hussein. This is why I said, let's have faith in Allah. Whatever happens is what God has, is what Allah has destined.
Ismaila, you said that prison was very hard. Could you tell us about the conditions?
Ismaila, you for Jammeh ko eko prison mile to Jekolata Bakale. Face jela al haloni sa fono nyinaba.
At Nanko to Koleata, follow mile 2 Domoro Mambetea.
Why I said mile 2 was very hard. First of all, The food at mile 2 is very bad.
Mile 2 la dula mambetea.
The sleeping place at mile 2 is very bad.
Mile 2 jiyo mambetea.
Mile 2, the water available there is very bad.
Mile 2 ni sasa tafang ni boro di ida boro bukasoto.
Mile 2, even if you become sick and you need medicine, they don't give it to you. You cannot get it. Sometimes, in fact, they don't even provide food for us.
Yaya, is there anything in mile 2 that you found acceptable?
Yaya, for sort the mile 2 le baite menje ko nyinde ikasonga nyinna jan.
Well, ku kendele mo si sonno menna. Si sonno ko menna meteo ku jele mile 2 ban.
Sometimes wato bebe je kai kibaru dinne ga gonye ko shino men kanya alkana dum.
Sometimes they give us news. Somebody will come and inform us that the food they are going to bring for you, don't eat it. Saying that the dinner they are going to prepare for you, don't eat it. This my cell, the next cell to me, was somebody who was Masane Kinte's bodyguard from Nyumi. He will talk to me as a bantamate and tell me, you Jaranka man, the food they are going to bring for you, don't eat it. I will provide food for you. When they bring his dinner for him, he will tell them, take it to my Jaranka old man.
Why do you think he was telling you not to eat the prison food that was dished out for you?
Mune ya tele itala mira loro mune ya sabu akawo fue ning atra kasoro je yeni bo do morola ikana do mune ya sabu itala mira loro
yala hodu alla masa kunda la ko wallati sara ukame fale janjon ko sheno ya Jammeh amtala ko difte ko ama so no la ka do.
Well, that is the issue between the government and the opposition. Just like as I said about Usolu being somebody like beef steak meat, if Yaya Jammeh could have reached him, he would have eaten him. If Yaya could have laid hands on Usolu, he would have chewed him like peanuts.
But he had him
but his intention was to make him suffer. And his followers. So that they can suffer anyway. That's what he was able to do. If anybody dies during the process, that's okay. If anybody survives that process, is okay.
Did any member of your group die while in prison?
Wado mena belen kaso kono je aldo nyol kutamol fo mo soro ndala mem fara ni la jeba
solo ko mem fara jere de for ya operate.
So local man was somebody who died because he was operated on. He was taken to the hospital, he died there and he was operated.
So,
the sickness that killed him, I don't know.
Did any other member of the group die while you were in detention?
Oh, ni abara solo la fomo koten do soro ndala ba mem fata bang tembo men nabe maroko no.
No, not anyone amongst us.
So as far as you were concerned, everything about prison was bad.
Munda tela londo ro ide londo men soro je ku me be ka soro je ya be mu ku de mena ku jawollam am ku kendati.
No salam.
Well, this is the ruler. The ruler.
My question is.
Ala nyimin karo mumenti. Wala mnyinti ko. Ite ko membeje kasola. Kuti je membete ata.
Ani.
Yes, there's nothing good. Sleeping place is not good. The food is not good. And if you get sick, the clinic they have there. The medicine they provide okay, the prison, even if you get sick, the medicine they provide for you are sleeping pills. Because if you make the mistake of drinking those pills, you will sleep the whole day. without knowing anything. Even if your relatives bring good medicine for you, they will seize it from you.
Were you allowed visitors?
Weka sonne moli na alikumpabo je bang?
Ha?
Weka sonne puru moli na alikumpabo.
Habibo.
No.
Wala wati.
Mune wodi?
Nila mwone boro sama na foye futari tulima foye tulima ko boro mutu.
Ana be memma. Fo alibadi ngulu kasilo soto ni puri na kali jube alibenyame.
Hani.
No.
Ismaila, was it also the same for you? Were you allowed visitors or not?
Ismaila, ifana na kuwa kata wale nyama, imanso ibadi ngena ijube je bang.
Amangenda damare nyine bukaso moe futa moma.
It's not only me, they don't allow anybody to be visited.
So, throughout your imprisonment, you did not receive any visitors. Is that what you're suggesting?
Amunta albenye fokanko alamuto uche ubeko no ibukaso mo badi ngena ajube je.
Bukaso moe futa ma domorite ku kotente ni femfen nati fang ni ya mutela badi mbuli e ka tali buka futa ni tem.
We are not allowed visitors. And not only visitors, if your people bring anything for you, they don't allow it to reach you. They will seize it and you will not be able to lay hands on it.
From the period of your arrest
to
the time of your release, were you ever tortured?
Ndede to nyamali paro soto bari ngokole asoto domorola karola ngatkole asoto mingiola karola ngokole asoto la karola.
Well, as for me, nobody tortured me. But the hardship I encountered was the food was bad, the sleeping place was bad, even the water in the prison is not good.
How about you, Yaya? Were you ever tortured at any point?
Yaya ita dum fo ina ne lipajera ba.
Maltu.
Mile 2 or PIU?
Wanda para la dingira.
During the benta damento le paroka damento tena dula abanda.
The beating took place only at the point of arrest. But apart from that, nobody was beaten again.
Was any one of you ever taken to the NIA?
Al kono je fo mo na soron dala be men samba NIA la dingira ba.
Nana masoto.
No, not amongst us.
Ismaila?
Ismaila te dum.
No, mande samba NIA la dulat.
No, I was not taken to the NIA premises.
So you guys were tried and you were sentenced to 3 years.
Munda to alla ka fo ni na tan ala kitindi ala soron sanji saba.
Was it all of you?
Fal belem ba.
All of us.
And how did you come to be released?
Silang alla bulo ni ngana na sababu nyadi de.
Biring Adam Baro, biring karte faita Adam Baro winita durayem bula.
It was after the general elections when Adam Baro won. That's the time when we were released.
Yaya Jammeh, how did you come to be released?
Yeah, ito dum ina bulo ni nga sababu ta nyadi de. Ila bulo ni nga sababu ta nyadi de te.
Wala ndolo bula kala ndo kito ko la ko jalan.
Well, it was the law that released us. Because during all what was going on, our case was at the courthouse. It was the law that released us, but not Adama. Yes.
Okay. But at the end of the day, you got released. Ismaila, how did you feel when you learned that you were going to go home?
Ismaila,
Okay, being when
I heard that I was going home,
content and seata because in Najako, Betoro Mencono, Alalakitio Kama, Satara de Marok, and Cabinet Peris Danganyeta from Funtit.
well, I was happy and elated because the suffering I was encountering ended because another person has won as president of the nation, so this is how I was released to go home.
How many months did you serve?
I spent 8 months at the jail.
And Yaya, how did you feel when you learned that you were going to be released?
Yeah, ito dum fana ya ko nyinta nyadi la biriya in kibaro mo ko ebe bula la de sera su.
At the courthouse. Yes, I was very happy.
She said,
just as Ceesay said, Those who were Usainu Dabo's side, people who were with Usainu were very thankful to Allah. Because we were in the middle of two things. Either we die, or we will keep on suffering until we die at mile 2. These were the two things we were facing at mile 2. If we are able to see our family members every month, it's once.
So you are able to receive visitors, you are able to see your family members?
Yes, every month once.
Was it the same for you, Ismaila? Were you seeing family members?
Ismaila te dum fana ofana ko kilima lamba
mo kilin na ta kana jule birim wa bata wala kilin na bata wala because
Yes, one person came to see me in 1 month, but apart from that, they don't allow more.
o fanga ta kala ja bunda ta jamma nimbe sirin janna ya diam ite sonna di na kinyo.
In fact, the way it was done was somebody will be sitting away from you and you will just stand at a point where they will point for you. You will stand at that spot and this person talking to you will be away from you, maybe around the gate.
So, what was the impact of your arrest and imprisonment on you and your family, Ismaila?
Ismaila silang ako ite nyimudaro nyiming bring aketela anara ko nyinar na muna sababu iteto anila ila dimbayalu la karola ako nyimbe
dimba la fanna de amon problem ke woto banda fanga jaato la kum ay problème di.
On the side of my family there were no problems, but me personally it gave me problems.
What problems?
ay mun ko ya kulle ni defa njaaro
Rosi nying men benda ko na problème so to maytu nere na man nyim problème so to nyim problème di tan na maytu ne wo bota na maytu ngano ma witi centa fokana jang ndata banjunu ye nying be bondinda ko no hanisa nying man poseno.
The problem I encountered at mile 2 was about my teeth, because when I was going there, when I went there, I got this toothache at mile 2, and it became serious at mile 2. So when I was released, they took all my tooth out from my mouth, but up to today, nothing has been placed back.
And those are the only problems you have?
wodona mun ko ya ko di yemen to yemen takije
Wala mukole ya kuoti na mentaki.
Yes, that's the hardship I encountered there.
Yaya, what was the impact of your arrest and imprisonment?
Yaya ita dum fana no nyimudaro nyingani nyi sorondro men ketala ay mun ko ya ko le sabu itama e fon kunni mo ani la dimbayalla
Dimbal to no so the fundamental karamentina da wato ko ala high school.
Yes, about the family, they didn't have any problems except that my son's schooling stopped, because 8 months he was unable to go to school. So my other child, somebody helped him, a friend of mine. As far as he was unable to take care of his school fees, he helped him to get some sort of a work somewhere where the young man survived.
Thank you very much.
After all that, no problems.
I have no further questions for the witnesses. Thank you very much, Nimbara.
Lead counsel ko Al-Nimbara.
Thank you very much, Chairman Council, and thank you, Mr. Ceesay and Mr. Yaya Jammeh, for coming to the commission to testify.
Chairman, lead counsel Nimbara, who call a telephone Ismaila Ceesay and Yaya Jammeh. Ako Al-Nimbara, Alisonta, kana CDR la TRRC nyatini.
You answered the call from your party executives to go and demand the whereabouts of Solo Sanding and his colleagues.
Amunta altate danku kumandiro lela alla pati nyaton ko la kumandiro and member ko mo wala minti pour isa long Solo Sanding abedamen wala ala ko be nyamento fo isa afro sotono abalurin wala afari altata o danku ndiro lela num.
Yes. What was your understanding of what Solo Sanding and his colleagues were demonstrating for?
itela fahamuro muneti je ka foko solo sanden anim men findita nun kataw balambaya la ilaw ye balambaya ya kemun dalila le kan
For both of them. The question is for both of them.
almo flo be le yinin ka solo sanden na la mul la filto pour kataw balambaya la ya kemun kan atel la fahamuro to
andala fahamuro ngame nje wala mo ende ka banko bondi ya Jammeh bulu katum abe tagirinte ya bala Bangkok.
Well, according as for me, my understanding is that this all took place just to take the country out of the hands of Yaya Jammeh, because he was somebody who was dictatorial. He was a dictator in the country.
Mr. Jammeh?
Mr. Jammeh, tell you. Well, what you said, what Ismaila is true, because at that time, Yaya Jammeh was behaving just like a witch. Among? You can't manke? Yaya Jammeh didn't see anybody else in this country except Dabo. He was unable to kill him. He was unable to do anything to him.
Yeah. What I'm trying to understand is
somebody that Allah destines to survive will always survive. Chairman ko alafta men fahamula wala mnyintiko.
You did not just answer a blind call, but you knew what Solo Sanding and his colleagues were demanding, electoral reform.
Manke ko alifintita doron purkate danko kumandiri kensa madam manna bari wotummo Solo Sanding nala mulbe men nyinin kan wo dalilo le mu dalilo ti me ya ifintindi ko illa fita falimule la carte fayo Kenya to nyim banko kan. Yes.
Thank you.
Alimba.
Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate. Otherwise, Mr. Jammeh and Mr. Ceesay, if you have any concluding remarks to make, please go ahead and do that.
Silang wari Commissioner Mali Wilinka, Mr. Jammeh and Mr. Ceesay, atelefonalu alakumulu alibakum fala dami alafta mu kumale fula banko moliye. As for us, except that our thanks all go to Allah and the young people of this country, we should try and unite. There's no place in this country, no corner where I didn't step foot. From Koina up to Bansang. This chairman sitting in front of us here, Lamin Ceesay. But the time he was working with Kofi Annan, he used to come and meet us with his brother Ceesay at Bansang. I spent 10 years at Bansang. In Amadou Sane's compound, Kafara Sane, he died in our presence there. This is why I'm able to cope with any kind of person, wherever we meet. Because all my childhood days were spent with other people apart from my relatives. So our prayers are for all of you people here. May Allah the Almighty protect all of us. Allah has the power to guard people. May Allah guard you people. May Allah create peace for you people and the ones behind you. May Allah protect the country from any type of hostilities or war. So we also, whatever we pray to God, may Allah make it easy and grant us our wishes. May Allah give us peace and tranquility. Yes, thanks to Allah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ceesay.
Mr. Ceesay, What I want to show the citizens of this country from Koina to Katon, let's be very careful in this country. Let's take our country forward with care. Let's not allow a dictatorship to return into this country. That's what I have to tell the people.
Thank you, Allah barka kendeke. Ya Jammeh te ko Gambia lomba kele katin katon fo koina. Bari man ina man ta data dame ya long ya fo ko ye toni kondong fale.
Well,
Sisekula people are my uncles because my mother's surname is Ceesay. This is why, Well, on your mother's side, those are the powerful people there.
Monima for a condom valley, to valley, condom valley.
Well, there is childhood and there is elderly time. But a child sometimes stands in front of an elder. Okay, a child finds the elder alive.
And the monima for even Babil Mansaka if we told
Nobody told you to increase Babili Mansa in your name.
Thank you all. Thank you both very much indeed for coming to testify. We will meet tomorrow at 10 o'clock sharp. Thank you all very much.
Allah barakah.
Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
That's how she became mine and see the